Just gorgeous. Good morning. Today is day 66 on the Pacific Crest Trail. It's a little chilly this morning and a little windy. There's some gusts that come through, but not too bad. And I did not get a good night's sleep at all. I just kept waking up. I don't know why. There was nothing going on, just kept waking up. But anyway, it's 5:39 a.m. and we are getting this beautiful party started. My goal, I think, is like 20 or 21 miles today, but we'll see how I feel. And yeah, let's do it. It's not too windy, so I wanted to talk about some of those things that I didn't bring up yesterday that I wanted to. So, first thing, how I ended up getting my ride. So remember, I didn't know how I was going to get into Lake Isabella, and my brain just wanted to worry about it. And I was like, no, we're not worrying about it. God's going to take care of it. I'm not going to spend these days out here worrying about a few days in the future. And so I remember it was the second to last day before getting to the Walker campground, and my brain was trying to worry. And you guys know that TV show Paw Patrol. So we, my husband and I, we usually put that on for the dogs before we leave to go to work. And so that song came to my mind, and I changed the words, and I was like, God patrol, whenever you're in trouble. God patrol, he'll be there in a double. No job's too big, my God's not small. God patrol, he's on a roll. So anyway, I just started singing that like over and over and over, because I'm like, no, it's gonna be taken care of. I'm not about to worry about this. So anyway, I got to the campground, and there was a lady there, and I said, hey, do you know anyone that would be willing to take me to Lake Isabella? And she said, well, I'm gonna go past there, but it's not late until later today. I'm gonna be here until about 5. And at that time, it was probably like 10:30, maybe 11. She said, if you don't mind waiting, then sure. I said, okay, yeah. I'm like, beggars can't be choosers. I'll absolutely stay. And so I'm eating the Trail Magic hot chili cheese dogs and stuff, and talking with the other hikers. And then all of a sudden I hear, hey, weren't you trying to go to Lake Isabella? And I turned around and I'm like, yeah. And they said, oh, Grizzly Ramp, he's going. I'm like, oh, when, now? And he's like, yeah, but if you need time, I can wait. I'm like, no, I'm good, let's go. So I hopped in the car with him in Nevada, and he took me to Lake Isabella. And the thing that I love about it is, he's been traveling up and down the trail, and I forgot, it's been super windy, so he said that he wanted to kind of like get out of the wind, because he camps in his tent or whatever. And so he decided to book an Airbnb. And he said normally he stays in Ridgecrest, but this time he decided to get one in Lake Isabella. And it just so happened that he was checking in the day that I arrived to that campground. And I just love it, because whenever you think you're off schedule and, you're not on the quote unquote correct timeline, man, I'm telling you, it ends up working out. It does. So that was one thing. I'll tell you the rest of the stuff later. doing my first break. It's 7:27 a.m. and I wanted to share with you the second thing that I wanted to talk with you about yesterday, but I was too tired to. Okay, you remember on day 65 when I was talking about what your dreams are, or what are your dreams? And I was talking about how it's important to be able to, hear from your higher power and know, when you're being directed to go left or go right or whatever it is. And I was thinking, they're probably wondering, well, how do you get to that point, right? Because that was something that always baffled me. I was like, I don't know how to hear from my higher power. I don't know how to hear from God. So let me tell you, I got this book, okay? This book is called Practicing Prophecy by Charis McDaniel. It is a 30-day devotional. Okay, now, a friend gave me this book, and when I got the book, I was like, okay. I was very skeptical. I did not believe that doing whatever was in the book was going to help me. But I was like, okay, I'm willing to be willing. Let's just try it out. I'm so glad that I did, because when I tell you that the experience that I had doing that 30-day devotional was amazing, like so amazing. It was so good. I bought one for my mom and my mother-in-law. Speaking of that, Hansom's my husband. Hansom, did you get your mama the book? Or is it still on the kitchen counter? Anyway, and let me tell you how I know that it's good and how I know that it worked. So I was doing the devotionals, right? And then I would meet up with the women on Thursdays, and we would have our women's group, the church group that I told you some videos back. And we would do these exercises. And the exercises would be, there would be a question posed, and we would have to ask God for the answer to that question for a different person in the room. Okay? And so I remember being like, ooh, I don't know, I'm like, okay, let's do it. And because I started doing the devotionals, whenever I would go to the meetings and we would do these things, I would either hear something, or I would see like a picture in my brain, or a word would come to me and I write it down, and it didn't mean anything to me. I was like, I don't know if this means anything. But whenever I would give my answer to someone, like 9 times out of 10, it meant something to them. Like it was meaningful to them. And I was like, okay, God, okay, we can do this. So anyway, if you're interested in working on growing your relationship with your higher power, God, whatever you want to call him, or feeling confident that you can hear from him or her, I recommend you get this book, okay? Get the book. It's good. And I'll even put it in my description of the video or whatever. But yeah, I think it's so important. I honestly think that we're all born with that ability inside of us, but it's like a muscle that most of us don't ever use. And I think the more you start to use that muscle, the stronger it gets. And it's hard at first. Kind of like going to the gym, right? You go to the gym, you're like, oh my God, this weight's heavy, right? But then before you know it, you're like, just like lifting heavy weights. And it's awesome. So anyway, that's it. I'm done talking. Okay. I just sat down to take my break. Hold on. But as I was sitting here, I decided, you know what? I think I'm ready to eat lunch. It's 10:16. I guess that makes sense since I ate breakfast at like 4:30 a.m. So I'm gonna put on my little clothes here, so I can stay warm. It's kind of chilly in the shade. And I'm gonna chill just for a little bit. And then we'll get going. I got 12 more miles to get to camp. Let me see how many miles I've done so far. Okay. Ugh. I've done 9 miles so far. 12.2 more to go. I think it's doable. We'll see. I just wanted to let y'all know I've been going uphill for the past almost 3 miles, and I still got like 2.5 more to go. I'm tired. I haven't found a good spot I can take my 10-minute break. So I'm still walking. Woo. Y'all, when I tell you that wore me out, oh my gosh, that wore me out. And I'm not even done getting to the top. I think I have another mile. Okay.
Good, how are you?
Okay, I wanted to let you know it is currently 3:11 p.m. and I am ready to set up camp. I'm tired. And it's crazy because I feel like I still have a really long time to go to get to my goal for the day. And I'm like, what happened? What happened to the time? I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to keep going until 5 o'clock. And then I'll start looking for somewhere to set up. That little guy is on a mission. Where are you going? I feel like you're going in circles. Check this guy out. He's just over there digging. He's like, I gotta get down there. I mean, he's working hard. Okay. I've decided that I'm going to stop in about 2 more miles. There's like an unmarked stream, and there's a comment saying that there's like lots of tent sites nearby. So I'm going to stop there instead of going to where I planned. I don't know why I feel tired or like I'm ready to stop, but I'm going to go with it. I'm sure it's for a reason. I got 2 minutes and 25 seconds before my timer goes off. Well, it's 5:08, and there was a comment saying there was tent sites a little while back, but I didn't see any established tent sites. So I might have to go 2 more miles. Yeah, we'll see. So someone very close to me always says, don't make the perfect the enemy of the good. And I feel like that is exactly what I did here. Because although technically to me, it didn't seem like it was a fully established site, I could have put my tent there. But I was like, no, it's, it doesn't seem like it's really supposed to be a campsite. So I kept going. And so now I'm walking with water, and I might have to go 2 more miles when I could have just been in my tent eating food. Hopefully you guys can see me. It is 6:39. I found a spot pretty much down the road from where I had originally planned to camp. But I didn't feel like going 2/10 of a mile off trail to get to the campground. So I'm up here. I was thinking a lot about like what happened and how I was unhappy with not finding a site and having to walk further. And I was thinking about, it's easy to be happy and like, yay, when things go the way that you think they should or the way that you want them to. But when the plan doesn't go the way that you want, then how do you react? And today, man, in my brain, I was so upset. And I was like, Kalani, you can't do that. Like, you can't only be happy when things go the way you want them to. And there's this story. I don't know if it's a poem or a story. I don't have internet, so I can't read it to you. But when I get internet in the next couple of days or something, I'll read it to you. But it's like, we as humans assign meaning or value to things, right? Like we say, oh, this is good and that is bad. Does God necessarily assign the same value to those things? I don't know. Anyway, I'm definitely not thrilled that I got to camp so late, but I'm here and I made it safely, and I guess that's really all that matters. So I'm making my food, and once I'm done eating, I'll get in my tent and do all the things, but I don't think I'm going to edit tonight. I'll probably just go to bed, and then maybe I'll edit in the morning. But yeah. So anyway, other than it not going the way that I wanted it to go at the end of the day, today's been a really good day. It's a lot of uphill today. And I did 21.2 miles today. So I guess that's cool. That's cool. Even though I wasn't happy about it. I was not happy about doing the 21 miles. But whatever. Putting a lot of beans in there tonight. Yeah. Here's my view. Here's my tent. Over there. The mosquitoes are getting me. Okay, it is 8:06 and I'm getting ready to go to bed. I don't think I have anything to say. My feet hurt. And I think that's it. So, anyway, all in all, it's a good day. Even though I didn't get to camp early like I wanted to. So, can you guys believe I'm only 21 miles away from Candy Meadows? It's crazy. It's almost time to hit the Sierra section. Anyway, have a good night.